Hi, everybody. Welcome to Live with Georgia. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming here. Thank you for joining me this Saturday night. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We had a wonderful day today on the Learn to Read Tarot Play Shop. It was absolutely amazing. For everybody who turned up, thank you, thank you. We got so much done in such little time. I'm so proud of everybody because they hung in there with me. We reviewed the major arcana and the minor arcana all in just a few hours, and then we did readings for a couple of hours. It was just amazing, absolutely amazing. And so coming off that, I'm coming in live tonight, and I'll only be live for 60 minutes, but in that 60 minutes, we have so much that we can do. I'm taking, as usual, questions for the tarot, $10 a question. If you want to, in the description below, you have the links to my PayPal, Zelle, through georgiamarantos@gmail.com, and also my website. If you click in my shop, the $10 for Saturday Night Live reading, and then let me know that you've paid by making a comment. Hi to everybody who's here. Let me know that you're here. Then once you let me know that you've paid for a question, then we can just jump straight in. But in the meanwhile, all proceeds tonight, letting you know, 30% of all proceeds will go to the Irish Wheelchair Association, which is fantastic. Last month and the month before, we were able to raise money for the rainforest flow, and they are actually if you keep in contact with Nancy Santullo and on her social media, she's on her way down south to help start a new project. So always know that the money that we raise here tonight goes to real organizations helping real people out there live better lives. So fantastic. Woohoo! Hello, hello. Hi, Linda. How are you? Linda was here with us this morning. The class was amazing. It really was, Linda. Absolutely everybody in the play shop today did amazing. Linda Drost, hello. Thank you so much for being here. I promised everybody, because in the play shop today, we didn't get a chance to finish with all of our learning on the timing spreads, the yes and no spreads, and the comparison spreads. So I promised that if we got questions around those, that I would look at teaching or showing you how to do yes and no spreads, and basically asking a question of the tarot to see if this is okay. Sorry, I just got a text and I'm getting a little distracted. Forgive me. Regroup. Coming back into center. We're going to cover 3 spreads tonight. How to do readings using the tarot to answer a yes and no question, and answer a comparison spread. So when we're looking at 2 different options, how to use the tarot to help us choose a particular option, and a timing. And I talk about these spreads all the time. So if you've been following through the YouTubes, then you would have heard me talk about these different spreads. They're the most practical spreads, and they're the ones that I use the most, because people's questions are like, well, when is this going to happen? That's a timing spread. I don't know whether I should do this course or that course. That's a comparison spread. And the last one being the timing, the yes and no, right? Is this going to happen? Yes or no? How do we get a definitive answer? And sometimes there isn't one. So it should be like yes, no, and maybe spread, or yes, no, and not sure spread. Anyways, hi, ladies. So if we don't have anybody who comes on who's asking a question through PayPal, or we can just pull up some, hypotheticals just so I can show you how to do those spreads, or we could ask whoever's here if you want to ask a question just like that so we can get going. I've just come straight in. Linda Dross says she has a timing question. Brilliant. Well, let's do it. So I can see all my hair's gone flat from the morning. I normally sort of shower and get ready and put on my show hair, and it's all good. Irina, hello. Irina was in the play shop today. Awesome. So let's do it. Let's jump in. We want to raise money for the Irish Wheelchair Association, and if somebody wants to donate, please do. And either that or we'll just jump straight in and do these questions. So, Linda, tell me what your timing question is, and Irina, if you have, Irina says looking good. Oh boy, I took a rest and ate some ice cream and got myself all comfortable. Or, really could have done with a bit more resting, but we're here. Thanks for your comment, Irina. Linda Dross says, my romantic interest and I are still in a holding pattern. When will he be able to come to the US, if at all? So there's two questions there, right? So there's when will he come, which is a timing question, and will he come at all? That's a yes and no question. So timing questions are really simple, essentially. We look at, and I'm going to answer your question, Linda, using both spreads that I use for timing. The first timing method is I just shuffle the deck. Irina, I want you to do this too. So just shuffle your deck, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to pull one card. So the question is, when will he be able to come to the US? All right. Now, when we pick up this card, what we're going to look at, we're picking up one card. We're going to see, is this card a wand, a sword card, a pentacles card, or a cups card, or a major arcana, right? And once we see what that is, we can tell what kind of timing, because the wands are the quickest, the swords are the second quickest, the cups are the sort of slower after those. The pentacles are a little slower than that. And then the major arcana are the very slowest, longest. Hey, hi, Mary. How's it going? It's good to see you. Colleen, you're not late at all. Colleen was on the call, was in the play shop this morning. Absolute naturals. Everybody here, incredible. Jen, who comes here often, she was on. Amazing. Everybody did amazing readings. I'm really among some amazing people. So, just know that when we're all here together, we're all sharing the, this kind of like energy, like meets like and attracts like. So we're all doing really well. And so we're about to do, it was fabulous. Colleen, I had a great time. Thank you so much. So we're about to do a timing question. And Linda's question is, and so Colleen, please grab your deck. We are going to pull a timing card for Linda Dross. And I was just about to explain. We're going to put out our cards. We're going to pick one card. There we go. We're going to pick one card and we're going to see what kind of card it is. So I want Irina and Colleen and anyone else. So Linda Mitley, that's it. And Linda Mitley, she got the Two of Cups. Okay. Now I got swords. I got the Eight of Swords. We'll see what everyone gets. So the way that it's structured using this particular method that I use is, I'm going to write it down for you all. So the wands timing, if you get a wands card, it's seconds, hours, days. So that means pretty much that the wands timing is very soon because it's fire energy, right? It's quick. The next are the swords, right? They're also very fast because it's air, the element of air. So air moves very quickly. And so the swords timing is going to be sort of hours, days to maybe a week, right? Following that, you've got the cups. Now, we've already had the cups arrive. So cups is going to be weeks to months, right? Sort of lots of days, weeks to months, but mostly weeks to months. And then you've got the pentacles, which is going to be months, like a year, right? Now, when you get to if you were to pull a major arcana, we would have to say years, 1 year to, to several years. And then it comes up to you to tap into your intuition and tap into see, is the number of the card that I'm getting accurate? So I got eight of swords. Now, if you look at the sort of structure that I gave everybody, Two of Cups. Wow, Two of Cups is winning. Linda Mitley and Arena both got Two of Cups. This is super exciting. So what did we say about cups? We said weeks to months, right? Now, air is hours to days to weeks, right? So if there are 8 of these, 8 of these swords, and let's say these are days to weeks, it could either be 8 days or 8 weeks. Now, Two of Cups is probably 2 months, right? Months to years. So it could be as short as 2 months or 2 years or just months to years. So around the 2-month mark, wouldn't you say that we have Colleen? Colleen got the Tower card. Linda says, Colleen, I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. That's so funny. So, the Tower card is one of the most dramatic of the whole deck. It literally is the most dramatic card. But as we learned today, it really does mean an awakening. And please do. So what we've got is we've got a spanner in the works. So we've got 3 cards that are saying, it's kind of happening around, that sort of 2-month mark, 2 months to 2 years, right? So I know that's not specific enough for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all our cards back in again, and we're now going to say, okay, we've got this range between 2 months and 2 years. Now the Tower card is a major arcana, so we're going to assume that it's a year's card. Let's say somewhere between 2 months and 2 years. Now that's huge, right? We want to narrow it down. Is it really 2 months? Is it really 2 years? So what we're going to do, and let me say something about timing. I find that my timing, and when I'm reading timing, is the hardest thing to pin down when it comes to spirit and manifestation when we're looking into the future. Why? Because we are sitting here in the present wanting to manifest something that is still being created, right? So the energies and the vibrations that are influencing this thing that you desire to happen is always in flux, because today we learnt about the field of potentiality and how we're all living in this field of potential, and how you need an observer to pluck a reality and pin down, i.e. flatten a wave to create it into a particle, this is all quantum physics. It's not very complicated quantum physics, because I'm not a scientist and I don't purport to be an expert in any of it. Absolutely not. I read an article on the science of tarot, and my understanding is when we're pulling a card, we're literally plucking a possibility out of thousands of possibilities, and we're saying, okay, this is it. So if we keep plucking the same possibility, then we have to take note. Oh, that's interesting. Our vibration is creating this possibility. Hi, Shelley. Hi, Jenny. So good to see you. Thank you. Thanks for being here. And so right at this moment, we've got 2 potentialities that have come out. The Two of Cups, the 2 months to 2 years. So what we're going to do is we're now going to do the second method for timing, which is to pull a card for each timing slot. So I want us now, and this is what we're going to do. And this method requires that you understand that as you pull all the cards, you're going to look at them as you pull, and you're going to watch for the one card that pops out to say, oh, this is the card that really is your card, and that's the time that Spirit's picking for you. So we're going to start at 2 months, and I'm going to pick a card 2 monthly for 2 years, which means we're going to pull out, 6 by 6, 12 cards. All right, so let's pull out 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months. This is the first year. 10 months, 12 months. That's the first year. This is the second year. 2 months. There's the Tower card. I got the Tower card, Colleen. 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, 12 months. Now, of all of these, it's so interesting because I got a lot of cards and I wish I could show them to you. But the first card that I pulled was the 2 month card, and I've got the Two of Cups, which we learned today is the classic relationship card. Two people meeting, lovers, soulmates who are actually meeting on the same level as equal partners, and that this relationship becomes very healing. This is the 2-month card. So of all of these, I would say 2 months is very bright. I don't get anything in maybe around, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the second year, so this is now 12 months, 14, 16 months, there's another card. So it's very possible, because we got two notes. We got you meeting this person coming into your life at 2 months and at 2 years. It could be, I've got this card for 16 months, which indicates a happy, fulfilled picture. There's a couple holding arms and waists, and, this is a fulfillment, a happy fulfillment card. There's a rainbow in it, and this is happening at 16 months. So it could very well be that there's 2 visits in this period of time of 2 years that we've plucked out. So we won't know until you live it, and then you'd come back and tell us and give us feedback on how our timing cards are doing. Did anybody else pull out a card to signify? So when I do, so the first timing spread is to pull 1 card. The second timing spread is to pull 1 card for each time slot. Now, I could have said, well, Linda Dross says, I will report back. Perfect. So I could have said, well, let's break it down. Let's say, so we get that he's coming in 2 months. What if we broke it down to even, this is a little obvious. So we'd have to pick a different question, but you could break it down. You could say, oh, it's around 2 months. Why don't we break it down to weeks? Maybe he comes before 2 months. Maybe it's like when we had those 2 of Cups. Cups can be weeks to months, right? And so we could do a week. Let's cut that 2 months down to a weekly or every 2 weeks, right? A month is 4 weeks. Now, for those of you that have just joined, this is not making any sense to you, but we're doing timing spreads. And Linda has asked, when will my romantic interest and I are still in a holding pattern? When will he be able to come to the US, if at all? Let's hope they don't lock down the borders so that people can still come in. Here we go. So at the moment, the potentiality is in 2 months. I'm going to break it down. Will he come earlier than 2 months? So this is 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. So I'm going to hold these up because I think it's worthwhile. Here. So this is how they came out. The Page of Cups, this one, came out at 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and 8 weeks. Can you see how 8 weeks someone's on a horse, and although they're not moving, they're definitely indicating movement, and all knights are indicating movement, as we learnt today, because all the knights are on their horses, and horses signify travel. And so you still have that potential there at 2 months for that travel to happen. The second part of your question, Linda, is if at all. Okay, so the potential for travel is here. When you say if at all, you're asking, will it happen? And so there's a part of you that we have to now be respectful of, and we have to say, well, there's a part of you that believes it won't happen. Is that true? We might ask you if you're here, and because you're here, we can ask you, right? Is there a part of you that believes it won't happen? Now, what happens is that if there's a part of you that believes it won't happen, that creates resistance in the manifestation, at least on your part, right? Now, there's clearly another individual who's doing their own creating and their own sort of, business out there. And that's something that we can't affect someone else's creation, but we can come out of the way of our own creation. So there's a part of you that thinks that you don't know that it can happen, right? So my question would be, is that concern or that worry, is that creating any resistance? I'm asking the tarot. And so here, I don't actually see it creating any resistance. I think, revisas, right? So you're thinking very practically about whether or not it can happen as soon as 2 months or even at all. You're wondering whether he can get a visa at all, right? So the this card, because I asked the very specific question, is Linda's question about her doubt about whether it can happen, creating any resistance? And I got it. This would be a yes card. Now we're going into yes and no questions, right? And why would this be a yes card? Because it's a very open card. It's a very kind of positive card. The sun has risen after a very dark time. The sun is number 19, and before that we've got like destruction and the tower and all this other stuff that's beyond our control. But once the sun comes, it's the dawn of a new day, and it's just absolutely wonderful. So it is a yes card. So is it creating resistance? We have to say yes. But is there anything that you can do that can change the outcome? That's a better question, right? Isn't that a better question? Because then you can actually do something. You could also stop worrying about it because it's out of your hands. So that's another thing. So now that I've asked 2 questions, I need to get really clear about what I'm asking right now. So what I'm asking right now is, can you... This is the resistance. This is yes, we've experienced. Now, if you were to drop, is there anything that you can do, right, to influence the outcome? There isn't. So this card tells us that there's nothing you can do to influence the speed with which he can get a visa or whether or not he can get a visa. So your best bet, Linda, is to absolutely drop your worry. It's best for you and best for the situation that you don't carry any worrying energy, because the cards have just validated it, that you're creating some resistance with your thinking and that it's better if you drop them, right? So how do you help yourself around? You have to give it up to spirit. You have to now say, it's out of my hands. It's now in the universe's hands as to whether or not he's able to do it. He gets the visa, whether it comes on time or whether it comes, in time before any kind of lockdown. There's a whole bunch of thoughts because there's the coronavirus pandemic and the epidemic, the cases are going up again, the second wave. So all of these sort of uncontrollable variables are there. The only thing that you can control is your reaction and the way you sit with yourself and the way that you sit with your desires, right? And mostly we have to let them go. Once we've put them out into the universe, we have to let them go. Holding on to them creates resistance in the system. So Linda says, Georgia, you always give such sound advice and you ask great question. Yes, thank you, Linda. I've gotten really good at asking questions because it's the key to getting clarity around how to answer the question, how to pull on the universe to give us the answer. And if there's a clear pathway in my mind, then I can just sit open and allow the answer to come through. I actually find that if I get the question right and clear, then I can remove myself, remove my mind from the answer and allow all the intuition to come through. So I've practiced that. I've practiced asking really good questions. And because I was preparing the course that we did today, I was reading through Arthur E. Waite's Key to the Pictorial Tarot, which is just a fabulous book. The Pictorial Key to the Tarot. And in it, he gives advice on how to do divination, how to give a reading. And one of the first things he says is you have to be really clear in your question. And you yourself have to be clear. So you can't be asking or coming to the tarot when you're in a heightened state, which is absolutely true. And we've all experienced coming to the cards or any kind of oracle with a heightened state when we're reading for ourselves and just unable completely to connect with any answer. And so did somebody else have a question? So it seems like we're going, I'm taking any readings. If you want to donate to our new charity, which is the Irish Wheelchair Association, please. I'm just going to put the links up. Now, we're doing a practice. So we're running through the timing spreads, we're running through the yes-no spreads, we're running through comparison spreads. So I'm taking questions from people who are willing to kind of let us use them for the benefit of education tonight, because, you know, there isn't anyone who's here with a burning question so far who wants to ask me to lay down some cards. All right, here it is. I hope this comes through nicely. There we go. These are the links to pay for a reading. And there we go. I'm getting very hot under the lights. Mary, any insight, time frame on resolving paychecks I had misplaced and getting them honoured? Any insight or time frame on resolving paychecks I had misplaced and getting them honoured? So, Mary, there's two. So this is a yes/no question, right? Time frame. So maybe it's a. So we could have a look at this question in many ways. It could become a full reading, but what we want to do is keep it within the yes, no, or the timing frame that we have, right? And I think this is a two-part question, and I also feel like I need to clarify something with you. So you had misplaced these checks and then found them and then sent them in and wanting them to be honored, and a certain time has passed. So I'm assuming there's like a story underneath this, which I feel like I need to unravel to ask the question. So here she is. Mary says, will they get honored, yes or no? That's clarity, right? Because we could ask so many questions around this. We could say, you know, what's going on? Why did the paychecks go missing? You know, why are you losing your paychecks? What's going on there? Where's the resistance around receiving? You know, is there any energy with which they were sent? Maybe they were sent with a kind of energy that created the resistance of them being lost. I mean, there's so much in manifestation that juggles around with, you know, was there any fear associated with them? It's amazing what comes to mind and what you can start working through when you look at a particular question. Okay, so here we go. Will they get honored, yes or no? Now, are these being, how many are there, and can we do them one by one, right? You're simplifying it, which is awesome. Thank you so much, Mary. So my next question to you is, how many checks are there? So I'm waiting to see, because if there are many checks, then what we can do is we can break them down one by one. If the checks are not from the same person, then it's best if we break them down, because the different energies, if we were just saying all the checks, well, what if we got an answer that was like, don't know, maybe? That might mean some might and some might not. Then we're kind of left in a wishy-washy state. They're all from the same place. All right, so we're in business. So we're now looking at yes, no. And the way that we're going to do this yes, no, and just to remind everybody, tonight is a 60-minute live. I've been in Zoom conference all day, not a conference at all, total play shop. We had so much fun, but I've realized that at the end, my throat was going. I started, saliva was going down the wrong way. I was choking, had to cough, and I've been talking nonstop. So I'm going to take a rest. But here we go. Mary is from the same place. And this is a yes-no question. So the way that I do this, no, this is not you, Mary. This is me using the opportunity, because we're not doing the $10, when some, oh, here we go. Jenny's sent in $10, would love a reading. You're going to get one, Jenny. Absolutely. So we're going to do this for Mary. And the reason that I say this, whilst nobody's actually sent in money for a reading, even though Jenny just has, but before that, rolling back, I'm just using whatever questions here anyone has as an opportunity to educate and teach, because it's an opportunity for you who are learning, who have your tarot cards ready and want to learn how to do these spreads, want to learn how to ask questions and get those answers, and how to use the spreads to get answers. It's an opportunity to learn. So I use those questions that you're asking, and I go deep into them. I'm using every opportunity, and I'm dissecting it all the way to get the milk the most out of it, right? So there's a little bit in it for you, a little bit in it for the people who are watching who want to learn, and there's me using this time whilst we wait for someone to honor the $10 for a question. Oh, you sent in for the charity. Thank you so much, Linda. I really appreciate that. And if you want a reading as opposed to a practice question for the benefit of, let me know. We can go straight next to you. So back to Mary. Will the checks that you had misplaced, that you now found, that you have someone mediating on for you, will they be honored? Yes or no? The first method that I have is to pick one card and to get a feel for whether it gives me a yes or a no. I kind of get a whiff, and I've talked about it this before. When I pick a random card and then I pull it and then see if I have a whiff. The other way, and this is the really super fun way, they're both fun, but is to make 3 piles of cards, and then we flip up our cards and then we see if we get an ace, right? All the aces mean yes. So here we go. We'll use both methods, and we'll do the first one first, which is to pick one card. All right, all my peeps with decks, I want you to roll out your deck. Will Mary have her checks honored? Yes or no? We're going to pick one card. And then from that card, Colleen, Arena, Linda, everybody who's got their deck out, we're going to pick one card, and you're going to tell me what you get, and we'll all see whether it's a yes or a no. What feeling did you get as soon as you saw the card? It has to be that first feeling. It comes very quick, the intuition. Yes or no? Eight of Wands. I got a yes. Arena got the Lovers. That's also a yes, right? Were there 3 checks, interestingly, because there are 3 beings in the Lovers card, and there are 8 wands here. We'd be curious to know how many checks there are. Anyone else pull a card? Linda? Linda Mitley, or got the Wheel of Fortune? Now that's a money card, right? We did talk about how the Wheel of Fortune can actually be a money card. The Wheel of Fortune, now that we're talking about it, used to be a TV show, right? Where they'd spin the wheel and you'd catch some kind of money. 9 of Cups. Mary, it's a resounding yes. We don't even need to go to our second method. So we'll see the next time someone asks a yes-no question, we'll use the second method for a yes-no spread, right? Oh, that's great. So Jenny, do you want a general reading, or would you like to have a specific question, or what do you want us to have a look at tonight? We have plenty of time, or at least we've got a good half hour left. Let me know. It's good news anyway. It's, and we're always open to see what the universe is delivering. Remember, we're plucking these sort of potentialities out of the universe, and we're creating this potential for you, right? So now, not for you, with you. So now you can, knowing that you are sending the right message out to the universe, Mary, your message out to the universe is, yes, I'm happy to receive. Because the potentiality that we've all picked on was yes. Yes is the answer. Yes, I'm happy to receive. Yes, I'm happy. Yes, I'm happy for these to be honored. Yes, thank you. And then you just move into gratitude, right? And imagine seeing yourself with the money. Okay, Jenny, here she goes. I'm considering moving again. Didn't move the last time, but it's cropping up again. In the new year, will I be in a new apartment? Okay. So in the new year, will I be in a new apartment? Great question. Let's find out. So we have a yes-no question, right? We have a yes-no question. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask the question, will I be in a new apartment in the new year? So everyone who's using their tarot, let's get your decks handy, ready. We're shuffling our cards, and we're all going to pick a card for Jenny, and we're going to do a yes-no spread to start with, right? Depending on the answer, Yes or no? We are going to then find out and get more detail, right? Okay, Jenny, here we go. So we're going to spread and we're going to do a one card. Now, I did say that we do the other spread, but let's just do this one quickly. We're going to pull one card. One card, yes and no, for Jenny, whether she'll be moving in the new year into a new apartment. Yes or no? I got the Hierophant, which is neither a yes or a no. To me, it feels like there's something else that you have to do or that has to happen before it happens. Now, when you don't, so Irina gets yes by the new year or it's on the way. Jenny, wait. We're all pulling up. We're going to take the overall, meaning let's have a look at what Colleen gets and what Linda Mitley gets, right? Because you've got 4 people reading for you right now. We've got people who have just become play shop tarot readers. Actually, everybody in the workshop has been reading the tarot for some time. I think maybe, Linda, you'd bought your deck and then never used it until now, until recent times. So Colleen Blankenship has the Knight of Cups, right? And the Knight of Cups is coming in with an offering, coming in with a something for you to consider. So it's very likely, Jenny, it's looking good. It's looking good. We do have keys here. We do have keys. It may be that you end up living, right, with more than one person. I'm not sure if that's something that you want to be doing. But here you have it. There might be two real estate agents that you need to deal with to find this new place. Could this be true? Are we telling a story using the card? Because I wasn't getting a yes or a no with this card, I have to go into a story. Will she have her new place in the new year? Well, I'm attracted to the keys. I keep getting pulled into the keys, right? The keys are crossing one another. So you may end up needing to make a decision about 2 apartments, right? So we've got the Knight of Cups, which is the offering. Yeah, so that's a yes. We've got Irina who says the Chariot, yes, because you're moving forward by the new year, or definitely on your way to doing it by the new year. So let's do this. Let's pull another card for clarification. Actually, no. Let's do the second spread for a yes/no spread. Now, what you need to do is take your deck and you're going to shuffle it. Okay, you're going to shuffle it, and then you're going to. Now, I don't read upside down cards, but for the first time, what we're going to do is we're going to make the cards be upside down. So we're going to shuffle them, and we're going to make them go upside down. Some will be upright, some will be downright. Got it? So we're splitting the cards up, and we're making sure that some will be topsy-turvy. So when we pick the cards and when we look at them, some will be upside down or reversed, and some will be upright. So I've just mixed my deck. It could go any which way, she says. I'm so decisive. Are you a Libran, Jenny? Or a fish? I would say a Pisces or a Libran, or some kind of water energy that's in there, because we've got, today is the new Scorpio moon. And I think around about 9 p.m. tonight, which is Pacific time, that's midnight, there's some very big energies. I think there was one also around 1 p.m., which we got just at the end of our workshop. So the new Scorpio moon is bringing in heightened, our desires are being met, manifesting your desires. This is the time to plant the seeds for the new apartment, Jenny. It's a new moon today. New moon tonight, and definitely around midnight. So I would set your intention to manifest this new apartment tonight, and we're already helping you with that, right? We've already said yes. And what are these keys? What are these keys doing? They're crossed. Why are they crossed? Do you have a choice of 2? Will it happen or will it not happen? Do you have to jump some hoops to get into this new apartment? All right. So this is the second yes/no spread, and it was made famous, I think, by Eden Gray in his book, which I have available for download for those of us who were in the workshop today. It's available free on the internet. And what's it called? I'll just get the name of it for everybody. Here it is, the recommended. It's called The Complete Guide to the Tarot. And he's very thorough. And Benabel Wen refers to him a lot. Benabel Wen wrote the book, The Holistic Tarot. And she's big on the tarot scene at the moment, creating her own deck. So what you do is you mix your deck. A lot of them are upright. Some of them are upside down. See, this is an upside down, so they're reversed and upright. This is the only time I reverse my cards. Not that there's anything wrong with reversing them. So, or reading them reversed. Now what you do is you create 3 piles of 13. And what you're doing is you're looking for an ace. So I'm going to start creating my first pile by counting out 13 cards. Now, if I pull out an ace, whether it's upright or reversed, the kids are having fun out there, whether it's upright or reversed, I stop. So I don't continue to 13. Does that make sense? So I do 3 piles in exactly the same way. So I'm going to do that now. 1. And the question is, will Jen be moving into her new apartment in the new year? Well, the new year's a very long year. How about we say early in the new year, right? Will I be in my apartment by the new year, which is like January? So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so on the 13th card, I got a reversed pentacle. Now, an upright pentacle is a yes. A reversed pentacle is a no. But wait, we need to get 2 more piles. So the best way to get a yes, full yes or a full no is to have all 3 piles out. So don't despair. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. The second pile has an upright. Now, because I got an ace on the 4th card, see, I only pulled out 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. I don't continue to pull out 13 cards. I stop at the 3rd card. So everyone who's doing this, Arena, Colleen, Linda Mitley, if you're doing this yes-no spread using the 13 3-card piles, let me know, because so far I've got a downright, a reversed ace, an upright ace. We're only looking for aces. An upright ace, and this is my 3rd pile. This will be the deciding one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. On the 12th card, I got another ace. Okay, we can't deny this now. I got a downright. So my 3 piles look like this. Oops. I got my first pile was reversed, my middle pile was upright, and my 3rd one over there was reversed. So the way I read this, the way I have to read it now is the energy for you to go out right now, the first pile is a no. And then there's also a yes in there. So really now is not the right time, or close to here. So I would even say that this card, right, this reversed card out there are 2 that are reversed and 1 that is up. So at the moment, it's not looking like January is the go, because remember, I asked, will New Year January? Could it be February, right? See how you have to be very specific? So what did Arena get? I got the Ace of Cups upright on the 2nd pile and Ace of Wands up on the 3rd pile, both on the 2nd card. So here you've got 2 upright, meaning that's an absolute yes. I got 2 cards which are a no. So what do you make of that? How is that possible? You're obviously in 2 minds, because what we've got is we've got in this potentiality, the potential of you moving has a yes and a no in it, and we're manifesting it for you. So that has to be, yeah, it's weird until you realize that we're manifesting this reality with you, Jenny, right? And you've already told us that you're indecisive and you're not quite sure. So the energy of indecision is there. why don't we look at why are you undecided, right? Why don't we do a comparison spread? Why don't we do that? So a comparison spread is where we look at you staying in your apartment or you moving. And then we can look at what opportunities are there for you if you stay, what opportunities are there if you, or what is in the option. So then we're looking at the two options and we're looking at, well, which one looks better, staying or going, because we're picking up on your, so Shelley says February, second month. Let's do February because Shelley's highly intuitive and it might be that she's picking up on February. It could be a sublet in between, and that's very true, right? It could be that there's sublet. It could be that there's two. Remember the two keys that we saw with the Hierophant? It might be that there's two keys. You get one key to one apartment and one key to another apartment. That could very well be it, right? So Jenny's picked it. Or spring second season. So Shelley's picking up. Irina, if you're doing your decks, let's do February, right? Just before we have a look at what's creating the indecision. So we don't need to look at that anymore because we've had a conversation with the person. So now we're going to look at, could it be February, right? Could this, when is the move going to happen? Could the move happen in February? So whether it's a sublet or like your longer permanent rental, you're still getting a key into an apartment, right? So let's have a look at that. Now we're going to do that 3-pile yes, no for February. I'm making 3 piles of 13, and if I hit an ace, I stop, even if I haven't hit the 13th. But I keep going until 13, and then I stop, go to the next pile. Okay, look at that, February. There's a yes for February. I got 1 pile with a yes, and then 2 piles with nothing on them, right? So when there's nothing, that doesn't count. So we have a soft yes for February. Well done, Shelley. Ace of Swords upright on the 13th, can't on the 3rd. So we've got aces. So in terms of moving in January, you've got yes, no. But February, you've got 2 yeses, 2 faint yeses, but they're still yeses. Now, if we had 3 aces on all 3 piles, resounding yes. If we had 2 aces out of those 3 piles, yes, yes. The fact that we got 1 yes is kind of like, you know what? It's kind of happening. It's kind of manifesting because it's a yes. So it's a soft yes, but it's still a yes. So, Jenny, I was going to go into, and given that Linda, do you want to ask a question? Maybe we could go into a little bit more depth. Look at Jenny's emoji. I love that. So well done. Well picked, Shelley. Or spring second season. So let's have a look. Oh, there's a nice breeze coming through. my daughter's here. Hello, babe. Oh, that's okay. Thank you for letting some of the fresh air in. I'm going live from my bedroom, and when the door's closed, I don't get any air in here. Thanks, Albert. So it was good to have some fresh air. Okay, here we go. Linda's getting a general message. Okay, have we finished with Jenny? Not really, because I know that there were 2 questions in that question, Jenny. Didn't move the last time, but it's cropping up again. In the new year, will I be in the new apartment? So we've got you down for February. And then you said, actually, you know what I'm thinking. I want out of my current apartment ASAP, but while I might not be in my own place early, it could be a temporary sublet. So why don't we have a look? Will you be moving into a temporary sublet? This is another yes and no, Irina. Will it be that you do a temporary sublet before you do an actual apartment? Let's do yes or no. Why not? We've got the 3 piles. This is using Eden Gray's 3-pile method. And we've got our cards mixed up for anyone who's just turned up. We've got our cards mixed up. They're all upright and reversed, mixing together. And we're creating 3 piles for the yes and the no, and we're looking for aces, right? So now we're looking, will there be a sublet in between, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got a reversed ace on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. Right. So the first pile is nothing, no aces. The second pile was a reversed ace immediately on the first one. And the third pile is, so I got a reversed and an upright. Okay, now we're using Eden Gray's method for yes and no spreads, using the 3-pile method. And what this tells me is that it's not clear. I got a maybe. What did Irina get? An ace of pentacles and an ace of cups upright. So that's leaning toward a yes, right? So it may be that it doesn't happen and then it does. All right. Let's have a look. Will she go straight into the apartment? I know you've been getting a lot of upright aces. Let's have a look. There's a password. It's a playing with a password. The secret password. What's the secret password? Here we go. Thank you. All right, here we go. So one more for Jenny, and what we're doing is we're pulling up. Could it be the temporary sublet in between? So we've pretty much got a yes, right? What am I asking? Can we now tell a story? Can we now, Irina, pull up a card that just tells us a story? I'm going to pull up a card for your old place and for the new place and tell a story. Here we go. This is the old place, and this is the new place. You can't make this up, right? The new place gets the Hierophant again. This is a repetition. And the old place has the Queen of Swords in it. So it does appear that your work here is done because she has a very clear sky and you're moving forward. So the energy of the Queen of Swords is that you're intuiting correctly that it's time for you to go, right? You can trust your intuition. You can trust that it's a good decision because this is the Queen of Decisions. She's got the sword, which is intellect, and she's very clear in her mind. You've made up your mind, you're going. Now, the new place has some kind of energy around it. Either there's 3 people, so you're manifesting. The old place is King of Wands and the new one is Magician. Wow. Fantastic energy. So you've got the new place with the Hierophant and the Magician. So the Hierophant says, okay, so the Hierophant says that, yes, it's happening because we have the manifestation of the 3s. This wonderful card has the 3-tiered golden crown, the 3 prongs in his staff, which look like Shiva's prongs, right? So there's a reminder here about integrity. The 3 crosses and then the 3 people. So there's 3, 3, 3. So you're manifesting this apartment and you're going to manifest it, no doubt, right? Now the 2 keys, it might be that you're sharing this. I keep getting a feeling around sharing this apartment. Or maybe it's like it could be a sublet. This could be this sublet situation. Irina got the 2 yeses. I got the yes and the no. You may have to choose between 2 different sublets. There could be that choice in there. So all of this that's in there, and maybe in a couple of months, we're going to hear back from you, Jenny, and you're going to be telling us, oh, yeah, remember when you were saying this and we were getting that? So please keep us in the loop. I'll certainly still be going live in sort of January, February, because I want to move through all of the arcana, and we're about halfway. So tonight I wanted to be talking about the Hanged Man, the number 12, but because it's a short night, we won't get a chance to. And I want to give Linda Drost a general reading. So what did we learn today about doing a general reading? So in the play shop today, we talked about doing a general reading by picking 1 card. doing a general reading by picking 3 cards, past, present, future, and doing a general reading by doing the Celtic Cross. Now, the Celtic Cross is a very sort of in-depth way of looking at a person generally and takes a lot of time. It would be a good half an hour that we would take up. Jenny says, I'll keep you informed. Thank you for all your readings. Woohoo! Thank you. Thank you, Irina. Thanks for doing that one with me. Awesome. So the magician is there helping you manifest this new place. And we're all behind you, Jenny. We're sending you love into your new apartment. And so, Linda, what I'm going to choose is a past, present, future. And I'm going to tap into you for a general reading right here and now. Past, present, future. Okay. And this card wanted to come out too. So the past has this new path, and because this is general, I'm just going to talk about your life in general. So the past says that a new pathway opened up for you. It was like a new opportunity came into your life for you to experience a fuller life, right? The pentacles are the fullness of life. They encompass all the other elements. So here you have water, fire, air, earth, and ether. And so this opportunity for you to experience a full life came to you in the past, and that's the last 3 months. And right now you're experiencing this kind of struggle. It's a challenge, actually, right? Now, what we know about challenges is that energetically we need to get out of our comfort zone to manifest sometimes what we want. Now, it just means that in order for the old to drop away, we need to kind of shake it up so that there's something new. Otherwise, everything settles. And this is the energy of shaking it up, moving things around, getting stagnant energy to kind of keep moving. And when energy is moving, it's creating. And so this is the energy of creation, even though it feels like it can be a little difficult to move through, right? This is the meme that's famous around the internet. At the bottom, it says stupid tent. It's so funny. Like they're trying to put a tent together, but they can't quite get it together. They're all a bit young and they're more interested in playing with these clubs. So that's the energy that's sitting around you at present, right? And the energy of the outcome, or at least your future, is what you're creating here is really beautiful. So just know that your desires will be fulfilled because here you have harmony and happiness. And you, as the queen who's in touch with your emotions and your intuition, and who's in touch with what it is that you want in the world and how you be in this world, is highly intuitive, highly in tune with your emotions and other people's emotions, so that you become a guide for other people who are wanting to deal with their emotions. That's who you are moving into the energy of and towards, right? That's you. And remember, this new pathway that's opened up, that you're creating, you're experiencing some change. All of it's going to be used for the good of others, because the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups are in service to others, helping them understand their emotions and be in control of their emotions. And sometimes the Queen, because she's sitting so close to the water, sometimes there's no boundaries around emotions, and sometimes she can become a little emotional. But I do feel that you are still holding, and look at the cup, it's just so beautifully adorned. There you are with the angels. I feel like we've gotten this card for you before, Linda, because you communicate with the angelic and realm and the ascended master realm, and you see these little cherubs up here, and they're little cherub mermaids. If there's such a thing, there is in the tarot, cherub mermaids. Yeah, we have talked about the Queen of Cups. So you're embodying her, and we learnt about her today. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she's got on her special cup. Let's see if we can get super close. On her cup, what we have is adorned inscribed on them is the lion, the eagle, and the ox and the angel. I'm going to find the Wheel of Fortune and the World, because on this cup she has all the guidance she needs. So she is a guide for others, and also these guides are inscribed in her. So she's connecting with the guides. Look at these angels in the corners. So these are the spirit people and the spirit animals that she connects with. And all of those are inscribed on her, on the side of her cup. So you will find that you get, you are able to govern your emotions through your connection with spirit. I think that's the message. And maintain your connection with spirit always. Be like the world, where you understand how you manifest everything that's coming into your life and how to demanifest the things that you no longer want in your life, that no longer serve you. What a great way to end off the day. Thank you, everybody who's come in and asked questions. And we got to do 2 of the spreads that we wanted to do. We did both yes and no spreads, the single card and the 3-pile spread. We learnt a new spread, woohoo! And we did both the timing spreads, picking one card and then doing one for each timing section. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on the live tonight. Thank you for paying for a reading and donating to the Irish Wheelchair Association. Thanks for supporting the show and coming on and spending time here today. Thank you. Oh, Susie, hello. Thank you. This was so packed and abundant with learning. Awesome. Awesome. That's what we want. We want the tarot readers to spread love all around the world. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.